4DM677, Group 12, the sickness, DWTS, McAdams and Morford, wholesale druggists, Lexington, Kentucky. The business existed from 1898 to 1994, almost 100 years. 1905, a case of Sutton's ADM something versus Wood occurred about druggists' improper labeling of poison. 1910, Pennsylvania law required that sellers of domestic poisons label them as such. Just get to the chase and say what they are. No mixing of anything. Clear labeling. Some of you are complaining about regulations. 1913, Michigan state law governing labeling of poisons was cited by people selling labels to other states to make everything Michigan state law compliant, and listed salts of lead or barium under their group number 12 listing. General categories of poisons, which allowed for general procedures for treatment, in this case, induced vomiting for number 12. Expel the sickness. Other states passed similar legislation in this order from 1922 to 1925. South Carolina, Pennsylvania, Florida, Louisiana, New Jersey, Colorado, Minnesota, Nevada, New Hampshire, Oregon, Vermont, and West Virginia. Kentucky businesses might have just used the labels without having a requirement that they do the labeling, because simply getting Michigan compliant labeling would have been fine, just like California compliant makes it to where you're compliant in most parts of the country. Now it's California, New Jersey, and New York compliant for a bunch of rules. 1926, the House and Senate federal legislators introduced bills to mandate that, quote, caustic poisons be sold with a warning labeled marked poison. 1927, the law mandated warnings be written in Gothic capital letters against a clear, plain background of distinctly contrasting color. Color could be any, making it very visible. And also include instructions on the treatment in case of personal injury. In case of poisoning, do this, like induced vomiting for type 12. All of this was to protect children from accidental poisonings that had become such a big problem that it had to be done. How many tragedies do you have to have before you just prevent them? How many times do you have to keep undoing the fix for the fix to have to come back? Next, the label we're looking at, where it would say poison, has the word or the statement 4DM677. Group 12, again, probably lead or barium or some other salt. In the area where there would be the equivalent to Mr. Yuck's sticker or a skull and crossbones, it has a grinning face, a specific one from a specific music band. In the area where it would normally say antidote, it says DWTS, and then reads, I can see inside you the sickness is rising, don't try to deny what you feel. It seems that all that was good has died and is decaying in me. Open up your hate and give it to me. Underneath this is McAdams and Morford, wholesale druggist, and then the rest of it that isn't visible is Lexington, Kentucky, and the information about, when it was in existence or when this label existed. Along with the word disturbed written over it like a rubber stamp, which is the name of the band. This is for Down with the Sickness, being referenced on the album, I think it's the first album that Disturbed put out. Instead of saying the word poison, the expression or sequence is 4DM677. What does that mean? Is that a reference to the artist that created it? No matter how hard I try, for some reason I couldn't find album cover credits, which used to be a thing and should be on the album. Maybe an original big old, LP vinyl version is out there. If someone knows where to find this or says, hey, dumbass, you should have looked here, that's great. And instead of antidote, it's DWTS. Down with the sickness is our antidote. And the words are the instructions on how to purge because group 12 requires you induce vomiting. The rest of it is simply the standard issue sticker, which is technically visible on some websites. I will leave a link to a PDF specifically and a few other things if I can find them again, but here we go with the next stage. Poison group 3, antidote, give white of raw eggs, flour mixed with water, promote vomiting, same thing. McAdams and Morford, wholesale druggist, Lexington, Kentucky, pharmacy label, poison group 3, McAdams and Morford, off of some historical website. Has almost, if not exactly the same thing. The red blotch at the bottom is actually integrated into the sticker as a background. It's called a woodcut background. If you're not aware of printing, this is one of the names it's given. Someone will correct me in the comment section, but that's one of the ways it's referred to. That pattern in the background. Next. Same sort of thing, only poison group 7, antidote. Where it would say DWTS, it says antidote, dash, give a medic of mustard, tablespoon stirred into cream with water, followed by a large dross of warm water. Give strong tea or coffee with powdered charcoal, stimulants, whiskey, etc. freely, etc. Or just sing them, down with the sickness. You know what to do. Now, on one of them that gave the information, this is on a page that's referred to as Michigan Poison Labels, or Michigan Compliance Labeling, which is what we would call it these days if I was trying to do a joke about California compliance. And it lists poison, group 12, antidote, give Epsom salt, etc. These are samples on a sales page. At the bottom of the page, it says list of poisons with their group number. On the far left, when we zoom in, we find one of them labeled 12, and it says barium, salts of barium. And over here, lead salts on the third column over. And that's about it. Request for comment, request for information. I know I screwed up somehow not figuring out that maybe 4DM677 is the artist. I did find artists on the internet, but they're all furry artists and they don't go back that far. So if anybody knows exactly what this is, or maybe those artists are just taking that and using it, that would be the word for poison that was used. If anybody knows that this is some sort of secret Easter egg, that'd be great. I will, of course, be using the thing from the album. Maybe I'll make a remix of it for the thumbnail. So, the next part, or maybe I'll put myself in as the Mr. Yuck sticker. The point is, request for comment, request for information, RFI, RFC. If you know what 4DM677 is, or who built this, or can find the original, the original version of this before it was edited so long ago, it's like 2000 something, it's in the early 2000s, please tell me the information in a comment below. Requesting comments and information. Anyway, that's about it. Yes, computer save. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and I wish you all luck with that. Ooh, ah, 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 ah.